Okay, hi everyone. Jenny, this is for you. This is when I show you how I cook the ground beef in the stack cooker. And while that's doing that, I'm going to show you the Quick Chef, which is one of my favorite items. And tonight for dinner, we're gonna have nachos. So I have my stack cooker. I've got the bottom casserole, or a smaller casserole dish this time. My colander, I'm gonna put them together. And then I have my ground beef tubes. I usually just cut them in half, throw them in the freezer. This one is actually a little bit frozen still, so it'll be a good example to see how it works. So I am just seeing if I can spread it out as much as possible. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cook the ground beef in the microwave for 3-minute intervals. And we'll stir in between just because I don't want it to get hard chunks in it. So we'll just make sure. So we're going to see what happens here. We have a little bit that's frozen. So one of the nice things that the stack cooker does when you're cooking your ground beef is because you're cooking it in the colander, all the fat drains right out. So your beef isn't actually cooking in its own grease, which is nice and a little healthier than when you cook it on the stove. You also don't have to buy the leanest cut because of that reason. It's draining. And I also hate trying to find something to scoop all my grease out or to drain it into something, but this does it for you, right? So when it's done, I take it out and my grease is going to be in the bottom there, and I don't have to worry about any of that. So I'm going to put it in for 3 minutes, and then we're going to look at making some salsa. And yeah, so let me throw it in the microwave. Okay, so this is the Quick Chef. I love it. It comes with a very, very sharp blade. It comes with a paddle attachment, and it comes with a little colander itself, so you can use it to dry anything that you need to. I've used this blade for everything. I don't even cut onions anymore. I just throw them in here, and it works amazing. So you can decide if you want bigger pieces or if you want it really fine. It works really good. So again, with my bad hands, this is so easy to do. I can use one finger. Like, that's how easy it is to spin it. So every time that I go around once, the blade has gone around 4 times. So I'm going to throw in my onion for you to see. I've just cut it in half. I peeled it. It's ready to go. So I'm throwing it in, and then let's see if I can raise it up a little for you to pull it back. So then let's see if I can show it this way. I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a couple little back and forths to get the blade started, and then I give it a turn, and you can see what it's doing to my onion. So I'm going to keep going because this onion I'm going to actually add to the ground beef. So it's pretty fine. That was one onion and cut up very, very fine. So this onion we will add to the ground beef, and then I will put it back in the microwave and continue to cook. So I'd like to say that it takes away the tears, but it doesn't. Still, the fumes of the onion are there. I can't find a solution for that. This is the microwave cereal bowl, which is one of my favorites, and I'm just using to put my onion in until I throw it in with the ground beef. It is amazing with children because of the big base. They can't spill it. So Georgie eats out of it. She can scoop and it's really helping her be able to use her spoon and fork because it's so big and it just sits there, and she, like I said, she can't spill it. So we're gonna add this to the ground beef. This was our first 3 minutes, so you always open it and let the steam go away from you. And I'll let you see what's going on here. The ground beef is cooking. We're going to stir it up. Break it up, actually. And I'll show you again. So the big clump that was in the middle was pretty frozen. And now I can break it up actually with my spoon. And I'll give it another show. So I'm going to put it in for another 3 minutes. I've had some ground beef that I've put in for 6 minutes and it's done. And I'm pretty picky about my meat, making sure that it's not raw or still any red or pink left in it. So this here, I'll show you now that I broke it up. Still looking red. So we are gonna throw it back in the microwave for another 3 minutes. And this time actually I'm gonna add my onion just to give it a little bit of flavor. And since it's draining on its own, the meat will be ready when we're done here. So okay, so I stirred it up and we'll throw it back in the oven or the microwave for 3 more minutes. And while we wait, as long as I still have some time here, I'm just going to quickly show you a salsa. So again, taking this here, I'm going to put onion and garlic. So 1 clove of garlic and an onion cut in half into my Quick Chef. And then here is my FridgeSmart, which I absolutely love, another one of my favorite products. Right now I have celery, carrots in here, and then cilantro. My celery and carrots have been in here for about 2 weeks. These are not doing the hula, they're still completely hard. My carrots, nothing's happening to them, they still look amazing. So my cilantro's new, but the one great thing is that you can mix everything, so it's nice to be able to do that, and they don't share flavors when you do that, so you can store them like that. So again, that's the FridgeSmart, and I highly recommend it. It's all about the venting system up here and following the legend on the side. Here is the cilantro. I'm adding it into Quick Chef. We're gonna just mix up some salsa here. The Quick Chef has a nice little valve here, or funnel, that you can see as I'm turning. And it is great for if you're making a sauce or you're doing something and you need to add in a liquid while you're doing it. So give it a few more turns and I'll show you how we've done. So easy, looks great. So then what I'm gonna do, love the cilantro, add in some diced tomatoes, which I'm just gonna quickly pour into the colander. And then this is the colander that goes in there, so I'm gonna add in diced tomatoes for our salsa. And I left half in the can just because I want a little bit of the juice. And then what I'm gonna do, squeeze a little bit of lime in here. My lime was lucky, I still had one left, but I think it's seen better days. But we'll still get a little bit of lime. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a tablespoon of some of our Southwest Chipotle seasoning. So that's another Tupperware thing. I usually make my own taco seasoning, but this one is actually has a really nice flavor to it. I think it's the Chipotle. These are the Tupperware measuring spoons. They're great for husbands like mine who, when they do cook, they like to be very precise, and so Aaron lines them up and has what he needs on the counter. They just sit perfectly, which is great. They don't spill, or you don't have to worry about tipping it when you're trying to fill it. It just sits nice and flat because of the handle there, and it's also very easy to hold. So anyways, I'm putting in a tablespoon, give or take, and we have this. If I wasn't doing so much talking, it would be done, because our meat needs our attention. So I'm gonna give it a little bit of a stir here. And it's got a non-slip thing on the bottom, but however, I'm trying to boost up so the camera can see it. So, all right. So the blade, I'm taking it out, and it goes nicely on the lid for safe keepings. And then we've got our yummy salsa. So I might add a little salt, but that's all you guys need to see. And then I'm looking for my seal. The nice thing is the Quick Chef comes with seal. So whatever you're making it, you can put your lid on, seal it up, and throw it in the fridge until you need it. So, all right, here we go. Put it in my fridge. Grab the ground beef. So far it has cooked for 6 minutes. And it looks to me like it is done. So here's my ground beef. 3 minutes. I stirred it. It was still frozen in the middle. Now, what I want to show you is I'm just breaking up any big chunks that I see. Okay, so here's my ground beef. Looks good. I'm gonna just take it out here, put it here, and show you that this here, well, it's tipping it, but it's hard to show you all the hot grease, but it's all there. So now I can put